Hundreds of students at SDSU walk out of class to protest the Israel-Hamas war. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Those students started with a rally that was met by counter-protesters and a march around campus to make their voices heard. They are demanding that San Diego State University divest from companies that support Israel's war in Gaza.
CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes was there and joins us live with more. Kirsten.
Yeah, that walkout started around 1:30 today outside of Hepner Hall. Now, both sides of this issue today that we talked to on campus say they have each experienced hate and intimidation. Today's protest was peaceful, although tensions rose as counter-protesters gathered.
We have people from every single ethnicity, race, religion. We are here to stand together.
You are funding genocide!
Amina is a senior at San Diego State University, calling for the school to divest from businesses associated with supporting Israel. She says tensions have been building on campus for a while.
Before today, Palestinian, Muslim, and Middle Eastern students have been harassed on campus since before October. This has been a problem, especially for visibly Muslim students.
Who is the revolution?
Students for Justice in Palestine at San Diego State University organized Tuesday's walkout as colleges and universities all across the country have seen protests lead to arrests in other states. At SDSU, no arrests or violence, just tension as students and non-students clashed.
We're not going to stand for all the hate that we've received, whether it's on campus, off campus. We've seen the stuff that happened at all the other universities, and we decided that that's not going to stand at ours.
Counter-protesters in support of Israel say they feel unsafe on campus too.
We don't want this war either. We want our hostages to come home. We want to experience a safe college campus for Jewish students. And we just wanted to stand here and be proud and not be back down. Students have intimidated us. They've made us feel like less. They've made us feel like we can't walk to class.
Gemma says she's concerned that her tuition dollars are being used to support a war that she and other students do not.
Just want to know where my money is being directed to, and if it is being invested in this brutal war and genocide of native Palestinians, then I won't stand for that.
Free Palestine!
We reached out to SDSU for comment on today's walkout, and they sent us back a statement before the protest was held, saying in part, quote, San Diego State University must allow for constitutionally protected free speech and an individual's right to acts of peaceful protest. We both expect and encourage all those within our campus community to engage in respectful conversations and interactions. SDSU does not accept any instance of harassment or discrimination. You can read the university's full statement on our website, CBS8.com. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
And Kirsten, you were there in the middle of today's demonstration. What was the feeling like today? How did that go?
You know, it was, again, largely peaceful. There were some protesters who came from outside of this campus or the university. There were adults kind of helping students to remain respectful and to behave, and that probably helped support today's efforts. Carlo?
All right. It seems like they had a real purpose to what they were doing, and they didn't want to get it out of control. Kirsten Holmes reporting live for us. Thanks, Kirsten. Meantime, protests continued on other campuses across the state and nation today. The vice chancellor of UCLA Strategic Communications announced today that anyone blocking classroom access for students could face expulsion or suspension. And in New York at Columbia University, access has been restricted to the main campus after pro-Palestinian protesters broke into and occupied a school administration building. The superintendent of Poway Unified School District has been fired. The family of a softball player at Del Norte High School filed a lawsuit last November that claims Dr. Marian Kim Phelps bullied the student and some of her teammates for supposedly not clapping loud enough for Phelps' daughter at a team banquet. Phelps has been on administrative leave since February. Today, the school board voted unanimously to terminate Phelps with cause, effective immediately.
The investigation brought to light previously unknown evidence from witnesses with direct firsthand knowledge that contradicted Dr. Phelps' statements and assertions to the board, district staff, and the public.
Investigators interviewed 41 witnesses, many of them students. The students' lawsuit, in the meantime, against Phelps is moving forward.
Jury selection began today in the trial of a man accused of killing his wife. In 2021, investigators say Ali Abulaban shot and killed his wife Anna and her friend Rayburn Barron inside the couple's East Village apartment. Police say he confessed to the murders while on the phone with his mother, and that conversation was caught on security video. If convicted, Abulaban could face the death penalty. Several animal shelters across the county are in a state of emergency tonight. They are now joining together to get the word out and to find homes for pets. CBS 8's Shannon Handy has more from the San Diego Humane Society on how you can help.
I have a special guest with me to help tell this story. This is Zuzu, one of hundreds of animals here at San Diego Humane Society waiting for a home. San Diego Humane Society is calling this situation a crisis. They held a joint news conference with other organizations and shelters from around the county to talk about how difficult it's been to deal with this influx of animals. In fact, San Diego Humane Society says its zero euthanasia rate, a promise they made to themselves and others, is now at risk.
This is pretty much new territory. We have never seen numbers like this. This is testing that promise in all the worst ways, but I think we're going to be able to hold firm on it.
That was San Diego Humane Society President Gary Weitzman. He says while they're not at the point of euthanasia, it has been discussed and maybe something other shelters and organizations will have to do. Now, to give you an idea of how crowded San Diego Humane Society is, in 2022, they reached a record high of 494 dogs in their care each day. In 2023, that number jumped to 540. Now it's at 632. That's just dogs and does not include all of the other animals like cats. Some of the reasons for the influx include people unable to afford raising a pet or not being able to find housing where they can bring their pet. But the number one reason is because during COVID, a lot of people did not spay or neuter their pets, which led to an explosion of unwanted animals. Again, it's not just San Diego Humane Society. This is a problem countywide, including at Chula Vista Animal Services.
3 years ago, we averaged 85 dogs this time of year in our shelter. We now average anywhere from 120 to 140 every single day. We don't have a winter, we don't have a break, and we haven't seen summer yet, so that number is going to increase.
So how can you help? Well, you can come and foster a pet if you can't have one permanently, or you can, of course, come and adopt one, not just here, but at any organization or shelter across the county. And finally, if you do have a pet that has not been spayed or neutered, please do so. Reporting from San Diego Humane Society, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Thanks, Shannon. A new affordable housing community is now open in the city of San Diego. City leaders celebrated the grand opening of Shoreline in Grantville today. You see the colorful buildings here? It's located near the transit station off Alvarado Canyon Road, which city leaders say will help residents save money on commutes. Shoreline offers 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments. Mayor Todd Gloria says 2 more affordable housing communities will also open later this week.
San Diego home prices are surging, setting a new record despite high mortgage rates.
CBS 8's Brian White breaks down the numbers and the latest sales trends for us. He's live in Mira Mesa tonight. Brian, where are home prices at right now?
Well, according to CoreLogic, that's a real estate analytics firm, the median home price in San Diego County has risen to $865,000. Now, that includes homes of all types, like single family and condos and townhomes. And according to their numbers, that's a 10% increase from the same time last year.
Home prices continue to go up, while sales activity continues to be relatively slow.
With home prices continuing to surge, CoreLogic says the San Diego market is the second most expensive in all of Southern California, next to Orange County.
The issue continues to be that we don't have enough inventory and pent-up demand from buyers is really strong.
Selma Hepp is chief economist at CoreLogic. She says the landscape in San Diego is very challenging for those looking to buy a home, especially first-time buyers.
Home prices have been growing at a really fast pace over the last few years, even during the pandemic, because of the migration patterns to the area.
Despite surging prices, there were only 2,300 home sales last month across the county. That's the second slowest March on record since 1988. One of the reasons? High mortgage rates that have now climbed over 7% again.
It really kind of constrains the market and creates this bottleneck, because without people wanting to sell their homes, then there's not enough inventory on the market.
Spencer Lugash is president of the Greater San Diego Association of Realtors. He says one issue complicating the home buying process here in San Diego, especially in fire or flood-prone areas, is the ability to acquire insurance for a new home in order to finalize the sale.
It is becoming a significant problem for homeowners and for the market. Insurance is very difficult. We have more and more insurance companies moving out of California. not renewing policies.
Despite some of these insurance and inventory headwinds, Spencer says there are still plenty of buyers who want to live here.
Sometimes we refer to it as the sunshine tax. You know, we have beautiful weather, it's consistent, the beautiful beaches. It's just a wonderful place to live, and, you know, that creates desirability.
Now, guys, I think the expectation coming into this year was that mortgage interest rates were going to be a little lower by now. But you know, the real estate agents I talked to are still holding out hope that the Federal Reserve will cut rates sometime by the end of the year, and hopefully that can have an impact on mortgage rates.
Buyers can only hope. Thanks, Brian. New research shows a potential link between powerful sedatives and in-custody police deaths that involve the use of restraints or less lethal force. The Associated Press found hospital-grade sedatives were used in 10% of cases involving those types of deaths nationwide. In San Diego County, we found sedatives used in nearly 40% of in-custody deaths involving restraints or less lethal force. The sedatives involved are used medically to calm patients before surgery. They're being used more and more in the field to control police subjects. It's a practice the AP refers to as force sedation. You can go to CBS8.com for more on our in-depth investigation into this matter.